young talent in the country take the field every Friday night. 2 decades of watching young talent grow into elite players who go on to play at the next level.
Quick little bubble screen out to Woods. And Woods is gone down the sideline. Sarah leads 6-0.
Justin Fergus has got a lot of room on this side. Justin Fergus is gone.
20 years of passion.
Into the wind and rain.
Pride, thrilling plays, and memorable moments.
There he is. He'll lob it up there. He did it again. Eric Berrier's second Hail Mary of the season. And the Highlanders are Southwest Division champs.
This season, we celebrate the past and look to the future. The 2016 CIF Southern Section football season kicks off next on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. It is a perfect day to kick off our 20th season covering the Ford CIF Southern Section, and we get things started with 2 of the top programs in the section. The Bishop Amat Lancers ready to host third-ranked Mater Dei here on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. Hi, everybody, and welcome down to the field here in La Puente alongside former USC Trojan John Jackson in his 20th season here covering high school football. I'm Sam Farber, and it is a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you today. JJ, 20 years in the making coming to today. First off, you don't look like you've been doing this 20 years. Your thoughts heading into this season?
Well, I'll tell you, Sam, you know, the one thing about doing it 20 years, I can tell you that you still get the same butterflies that I had 20 years ago from the opening week. But I also can say this, is that whenever you do something 20 years, you have to love it. And when I think about this high school package, I can honestly say I love it.
Well, I'm looking forward to working with you all season long. We're looking forward to seeing one of the teams that could contend for the newly reminted Division I title. That would be Mater Dei, led by quarterback J.T. Daniels.
Well, J.T. Daniels is only a sophomore, and when he stepped on the campus, they knew he was going to be something special. They just didn't realize it was going to happen so fast. He was phenomenal a year ago, leading them to the semifinals, and he's been plays well beyond his years from that quarterback spot. They're going to have to rely on him a lot to carry this team throughout the season, because as he goes, this team will go, and he has a lot of weapons on the outside to utilize. 2 of those weapons are Osiris St. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown, both brothers, both dynamic receivers. Osiris was the leading receiver for this Mater Dei team last year, and when I talk to the people at Mater Dei now, they say Amon-Ra might be the best receiver on campus.
Bishop Amat has been to the semifinal round of the playoffs the last 2 years. They've lost quite a bit of talent, but they've got some skilled guys coming back, including Noah Guzman.
Well, Noah Guzman is going to have a huge responsibility tonight because he's going to have to make big plays for Bishop Amat to stay in this. He's Mr. Everything for Amat. He will punt, he will play receiver, he'll play defensive back, he'll be on the field almost exclusively throughout the game tonight, and he has to make big plays against a very stout Mater Dei defense. He has 2 quarterbacks that are going to throw to him, Jacob Amaro and Blake Archuleta. Both will share time tonight. Amaro will get the start. He'll be in there. He's the senior. And then to use Blake Archuleta as well, the young sophomore quarterback who definitely has a bright future for these Amat Lancers.
Training camp is over. The players have arrived and are ready to kick off our 20th season of covering high school football here on Prime Ticket. Coming up next, Bishop Amat and third-ranked Mater Dei.
We talk about doing the right thing. We talk about character, and we talk about doing the right thing. What I'm going to ask you to do is do the right thing, one play at a time. Deal with success and adversity. Play within the moment of that football play. Play within the moment of that play. We have talked a lot about meeting expectations. You will meet expectations if you execute. You will meet expectations if you get aligned properly. You will meet expectations If you run it in, do we understand? Yes, sir. You will not meet expectations if any of those things fall short.
Captain!
This is about meeting expectations tonight. This is about exceeding expectations. I want you to think about one more thing. 270 days ago, we took those helmets off in our last battle. 6,480 minutes later, we're putting them back on, and we're going to battle, and we will fight like warriors!
Well, at this point, you're either inspired or you need to have your pulse checked. These teams are ready to go. Number 3, Mater Dei, ready to take the field here at Kiefer Stadium on the road to visit Bishop Amat. I'm Sam Farber. We got John Jackson up here in the booth. JJ, your keys to tonight's matchup.
Well, there's a couple things that both teams are going to have to do tonight in order to have success. First, for the Mater Dei Monarchs, they need to dominate on the offensive line. The line of scrimmage is key for them. They're very big up front, very physical. They've been in the weight room all year. This is where they have a huge advantages up front. For Bishop Amat, they're going to have to find some skilled players. They graduated all the skilled players they had from a year ago. And, you know, whether it be Sweet, whether it be Tyler Bonds, they were spectacular for Bishop Amat a year ago. They're going to have to find the replacements to make those big plays that they had in 2015.
And for more on who is here for Bishop Amat, let's send it down to the field to our own Chris Ricks.
Yeah, guys, Mater Dei with skilled players all over the field, led by their quarterback and JT Daniels. So a big key for Bishop Amat is going to try to limit those big explosive plays. And it starts with the front 7 for defensive coordinator Mike DiFiore. His son, Nick, is on the defensive line. You've got Maldonado, Sanchez, Freddy up front, and then the second-level players, the linebackers of Gonzalez, Moya, and Cummings. It's going to be huge for them with a young secondary, putting the pressure on Daniels, trying to force him into some mistakes. So that front 7 for Bishop Amat, key tonight to try to force some turnovers for the Mater Dei offense.
And as you can see, just a couple of returning starters, as Chris mentioned, the D-line where most of them reside. We are ready to go. Coach Haggerty there for Bishop Amat, leading the Lancers in his 9th season. 63 wins, 27 losses. He will coach his 100th game at Bishop Amat later on this season. And Bishop Amat will be kicking off here. Back to receive Cameron Gardner. We are underway in our 20th campaign of coverage of the Ford CIF Southern Section. Kickoff goes into the end zone, and Mater Dei will start off with a touchback, and JT Daniels at the controls.
Well, this Mater Dei offense last year was revamped. They went to a single back, 4 receiver offense, and they put up a lot of points last year. That's going to be the calling for them this year again. Is they're a little bit more experienced, probably more talented overall than they were a year ago, especially at the skill spots, with a lot of guys returning, and of course Daniels at the helm.
Seen Daniels' numbers from last year, over 3,000 yards, 33 touchdowns against 4 interceptions. Insane for a freshman. What can he do now as a sophomore? And on the first snap of the season, he wants to throw, and he wants to go deep, and has a man. Osiris St. Brown, if he keeps his footing, he should score. And he is caught from behind at the very last moment by Devin Jarvis.
Well, I warned you coming in. They're very talented on the outside with Osiris and Amat St. Brown, and they don't waste any time. They go up top to Osiris, and he has at least 3 or 4 yards behind him. The ball is slightly underthrown. Otherwise, he trots into the end zone. But a huge play for the Monarchs to start this game.
72 yards right off the bat. First down and goal from the 8-yard line. And Daniels to throw again. End zone, and a one-handed circus catch. And it fell out of his hand. They call it incomplete, out of bounds on Amun-Ra St. Brown.
The Mater Dei is running off the field as if they called it a touchdown. Watch this catch. St. Brown's going to go up one-handed. You can see he's completely being held, and that is a catch. Wow. He just reaches up with one hand and pulls it in, Odell Beckham-like.
Well, the side judge did signal incomplete.
That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. We have a touchdown.
It is a touchdown, and that is a spectacular catch.
And the correct call, as we saw there on the replay. So 6-0 Mater Dei right out of the chute. 2 plays, 80 yards. And here is Chase McGrath for the PAT.
And both St. Browns got involved.
Kick is up and good. 7-0 Mater Dei. 2 plays. That is one explosive offense.
I tell you what, I've seen a lot of big plays, a lot of great plays on the high school game of the week. This is right up there with them. Completely being held, and he just reaches up with one hand as if it was a baseball. Watch this catch. That is spectacular. Wow.
Too bad we had one side judge signal out of bounds shot off the bat, but glad that they got it overruled. So 28 seconds into the ball game, and already Mater Dei with a 7-0 lead. We were expecting big things from the Monarchs this year. I don't know we were expecting it to go quite this quickly.
Well, they are explosive, and this offense is very good. And we knew that coming in, and the one benefit they have this year, in contrast to Bishop Amat, is they return all their skilled players that played a year ago. All of them were underclassmen. And they did not waste any time.
So 7-0 right off the bat. Bishop Amat. Now we'll await the kick from Chase McGrath, who may be busy today, based off what we're seeing. Kick will go into the end zone, and that will be a touchback.
McGrath almost kicked that one through the uprights. It was just wide left by a little bit.
Does have some wind at his bat to help out there. So now we'll have Bishop Amat take the field for the first time. Jacob Amaro will be the starting quarterback. Senior, 5'10", 170 pounds. He is the more experienced man on the roster, but only attempted 2 passes last season.
And the learning curve is the big challenge for Bishop Amat tonight. How fast can they get past it?
On first down, a run play to the right side, and they'll pick up a couple of yards. Most experienced player returning is their tailback, Dominic Barrera. That time they went with Andrew Perez in the starting role.
If you're game planning for Bishop Amat, you're going to have to use Barrera a lot tonight for 2 reasons: to pick up yards.
Ball on the ground, and diving right back on top of it was Perez.
Well, they're going to have to use Barrera a lot tonight, you know, for a couple reasons. They have to keep the ball away from Mater Dei, which is most important, and they're going to have to grind it out on the ground and create some balance within this offense.
3rd down and 12 yards to go. Line to gain is the 30. Barrow's first pass attempt comes up short. Flag comes out from the back judge.
Yeah, they're going to get Sal Aguilar. He got there a little bit early. There's a slant route by the slot receiver. And Aguilar, who was in coverage, was in a good position, but he climbed over the receiver back a little bit early.
Number 16 on the defense, 15 yards, first down.
Pass interference is the call, so Bishop Amat gets to keep the ball. It's easy to marvel at the quick strike ability of Mater Dei, but if you're Bishop Amat, it doesn't matter how fast you score, just that you keep up on the scoreboard.
You have to keep pace.
And we've got whistles ahead of the snap.
Dead ball, offsides, defense 99, 5 yards, still first down.
Art Andrade, our referee, with the call. And already 2 penalties against Mater Dei.
Yeah,
Coach Rollinson's not going to like that.
Yeah, Faliu that time in a nose guard, number 99. 6'3", 280 pounds. He jumped a little bit early.
Now on 1st and 5, ball on the ground again. It is loose. And it looked like it was the quarterback, Amaro, jumping back on top of it. 2 fumbles in the early going already by Bishop Amat. They have recovered them both.
Well, you expect in game run that, you know, these types of things will happen. That snap just hit him right in the hands. That was a good snap. The other one I thought was a little bit low, but that one hit him right in the chest.
2nd down and 9. Pass is complete to the 40-yard line. Adam Davis reeling it in. Jackson McCleary on the coverage. Let's take a look at our offensive impact players for Bishop Amat.
Well, we talked about Barrera and how important he's going to have to be tonight running the football. Noah Guzman, of course, he's going to have to be valuable on both sides of the ball. And Eric Franco, the left tackle, is the best offensive lineman up front and the only returning starter on this offense.
They go to Perez. He is wrapped up immediately and sat down. Swarming defensive line led by Nathan Logolio. And that'll bring up 4th and long.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go with a passing play on that down. You know, the one thing is Bishop Amat is in those 4 receiver sets. They spread you out a lot. And there's some open windows to get the ball in there. I'm surprised they went with a run play on 3rd and long.
They will punt it away. Kick is taken at the 34-yard line. Amon-Ra up the sideline. Amon-Ra just nudged out of bounds before the goal line, and the St. Brown brothers are having themselves a first 2 minutes of this season.
Well, another big play, and this is why they put Amon-Ra back there this year. A year ago, it was Jalen Cole that was returning punts. This time, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and you can see why. The explosiveness there gets to the 2nd level and almost takes this one to the house. They said Jalen Cole is nursing a little bit of an ankle injury, a little bit of an injury, so that's why he's not back there. It'll be interesting to see if they stay with St. Brown the rest of the way. But he gets his first opportunity returning punts as a Monarch and makes the best of it.
So far, Mater Dei has run one play in a non-goal-to-go situation today. JT Daniels looking for his 2nd touchdown strike. He's got it in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Brew McCoy.
Well, Brew McCoy is another one of the talented receivers for Mater Dei. He did not get the start tonight, but he will be in the rotation and get a lot of action this year. You can see they brought him in first play of the 2nd series, and he's a big target down there in the red zone as he comes up with his first varsity catch, only being a sophomore, and his first touchdown of his varsity career.
PAT, good again. 14-0. JT Daniels is 3 for 3 for 90 yards and 2 touchdowns. And we got 8:53 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, this is just too easy. You can see McCoy just goes up and just turns to the outside, and that ball is right on the numbers, and he gets his first varsity touchdown. And so far, Mater Dei has been flawless.
Head on over to FoxSportsWest.com or Fox Sports Go to watch the 4 Prep Zone games streaming live. Download the Fox Sports Go app. You can watch it all right now. Another great season of Prep Zone coverage all throughout the year, and JJ, Chris Ricks, and myself will be picking those games. You can keep up with us throughout the season as well. 5 Ford CIF Southern Section games each and every week. So showing off some of the best players there are, not just in this section, but the entire country.
Right, and that's the best thing about it. I mean, you've been able to watch so many games. Remember, when I first started out, it was 1 game per night. But now all of a sudden you can just, go onto your iPad, go onto your app, watch the game, and watch either game, flip between games. You can put all of them up on the screen. It's just amazing.
JT Daniels has thrown 2 touchdowns already. Just a couple minutes in to this new season. His kickoff is going to go into the end zone again. So another touchback. We'll keep an eye on Bishop Amat's offense. This is a team that has experienced back-to-back what was then the Pac-5 semifinals. So this is certainly a talented program that's trying to rebuild on the fly.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And that's the key word for them. It's going to be rebuild. And that's what Coach Haggerty explained to us in the conference call. He said, look, this is a tough group. It's a resilient group. They work extremely hard. But the one thing that can't replace is a lot of seniors that played huge roles last year for this Bishop Amat team. You just can't replace that kind of talent in 1 year.
Also can't replace the center. Luke Espinoza makes it out onto the field. And here we go on their second drive. And they'll give it to Dominic Barrera. This is the feature back for most of tonight. Mater Dei gets the stop after a short gain. Let's look at their impact players on defense.
Well, we've already heard from Austin Faliu. He's already been mentioned so far in this game. Xavier Bell, the safety, and Quentin Lake, the corner, also going to be huge players for the Monarchs this season.
Play fake and roll right. Passes off the fingertips of Jaden Allen. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 7 to go.
Really good play recognition by the Monarchs. They did not go for the play fake into the middle, and so as Amaro started to get out on the roll, he really didn't have any options. He tried to lob that one over and try to squeeze it into a small window, but the Monarchs playing very sound defense so far.
And Amaro, sensing something bad was about to happen, throws it right into the ground. He had Austin Faliu just breathing down his neck, and they will go ahead and punt it away.
Yeah, well, he was trying to set up a middle screen for the running back, and, you know, expecting on 3rd down, Mater Dei is going to pin their ears back and just come after the quarterback. But that play was really stopped from the beginning, because as he was trying to look for the running back Barrera, one of the Monarchs held him up and didn't leave him as an option to catch the football, so he just threw it into the ground for an incompletion.
Short kick will be recovered on the Bishop Amat side of the field, where Mater Dei has been most of the day anyways. 2 drives, 2 scores.
Well, it was quick strikes, and this was the first play of the game to Osiris St. Brown as he went down deep into the red zone, and then Daniels would go to have Amin-Ra make that miraculous one-hand catch. I still can't believe he made it. Then he would go back and catch a punt with Amin-Ra St. Brown, and he would take this one down deep in the red zone and put Mater Dei on the doorstep again. And Daniels would hit Brew McCoy with that comeback route into the corner for his first offensive touchdown as a Monarch.
14-0 our score. Less than 4 minutes into this contest. Sophomore J.D. Daniels back to work in the shotgun. He wants to throw again. He wants to go deep again. Amun-Ra, touchdown!
Are you kidding me? Another ball up top. And Amun-Ra this time runs right by the defensive back for his 2nd touchdown of the night. It's a little play action fake. Daniels goes back, and this time he is right on target with this one. St. Brown was able to get about 2 or 3 steps behind the defender once again, as both the St. Browns are showing their top-end speed, able to get in open space and make it very easy for Daniels to deliver the ball on target.
A start that, quite honestly, can't be compared to. 21-0, Mater Dei. $21-0 in favor of number 3 Mater Dei. They come out firing, and Amun-Ra St. Brown, a performance as unique as his name, with 2 touchdowns on his first 2 catches of this season. Here's a look at the other games we are covering tonight on our Prep Zone coverage. 2 ranked teams in La Mirada and Olu tied at 7 in the 2nd quarter. Mission Viejo, a defending CIF Southern Section champ, up 20 on top 20 Santa Margarita. Chaminade and Oaks Christian in a nail-biter. Chaminade leading by 1, and Lompoc up 21-7 on Arroyo Grande.
Yeah, keep an eye on Mission Viejo this year. They have that 27-7 lead, and Matt McDonald, who was a quarterback here at Mater Dei last year, has transferred to Mission Viejo and obviously has them off to a good start.
Mater Dei ready to kick the ball back off to Bishop Amat with his 21-0 lead. Less than 4 minutes into the season. This kick will be taken at the 1-yard line. An opportunity for a run back, and a big gap here on the near side. Solid run back by Noah Guzman, Mr. Everything for Bishop Amat. They've got some of their better field position of the day. So those Prep Zone Games fans, they're all at your fingertips. You can download the Fox Sports Go app on your preferred device. Under the drop-down menu, choose Prep Zone to view the 4 streaming games, or you can select Prime Ticket to view the high school football game of the week. Your own personal picture-in-picture experience. Available all this season on Fox Sports Prime Ticket and Fox Sports Go. 21-0 to score. And Amaro back to work. And he runs into a host of Monarchs. Bringing up 2nd down and 14.
You know, and a lot of people would say, you know, hey, the quarterback, you know, get the ball out of your hands. But there was no place to go when this play first started. I mean, Amaro looked like it was a design run play. He had 2 receivers out running routes. They were covered. They weren't options. And as you can see, this modern-day defense runs right through that offensive line of Bishop Amat to get to Amaro before he can get anything started.
2nd down and long. Amaro dealing with pressure again. He'll tuck and run. And he will slide forward. Picks up about 6 yards.
You can see he has that knee brace on. It looked like it came off with the slide.
And he is jogging to the sideline. That'll bring out Blake Archuleta, 6'1" sophomore who, based off our conversations, we did expect to see today, but maybe not this early.
If you want to talk when modern day.
Yeah, because you can see Amaro, he slid on that knee brace, and the knee brace just get caught in the grass. So he's going to have to come out, get a thing re-strapped on. Meanwhile, Archuleta takes over.
3rd and 7. Archuleta fires and has a 1st down near midfield. Connects with Seth Cloud.
How about that? Archuleta steps in completely cold off the bench. It wasn't like he was warming up before he ran in for that play. Was able to hook up and get a completion, and more important, a 1st down for the Lancers.
Takes it out to the 48-yard line. There's the numbers on Archuleta. He was part of a freshman team for the Lancers that won the Mission League last year. They'll throw on 1st down, wide open, Adam Davis. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
A pretty good rhythm right there. How about this? Archuleta once again coming in cold. Looks to the bubble screen first. That was covered, and then so he came to the inside slant. He had 3 receivers slotted to that side. It picks out the open one.
Modern day crowding the line, trying to give Archuleta a different look here. Pressure coming. Archuleta gets rid of it. Over the top, some contact, and the pass interference will be called. Davis covered by Chase Alt. And another 1st down coming up for Bishop Amat.
Well, you called it, Sam. Modern Day was up tight. They wanted to put pressure on the quarterback. They were in man coverage across the board. And so Archuleta, understanding what the coverage was able to pick out the single coverage against Alt. He went up top. Alt had his hands on the receiver almost the whole way.
We have pass interference on the defense. That's declined. We have roughing the passer, number 16 on defense, 15 yards, automatic 1st down.
That was Aguilar that came in and hit the quarterback late. You can see the throw there. We don't see the pass interference, but Alt had his hands on him early when the ball was in the air, and that's where that flag came in. So 2 flags. The Lancers take the roughing the passer. That gives them a 1st down at the 30, their best drive of the game.
Archuleta handoff to Perez, and Andrew Perez will pick up 4 yards. It's almost like Archuleta is like a 6th man in a basketball game, just sitting back watching what's going on out there. You're the super sub. Get out there and take advantage of what you see.
Yeah, he knows exactly where he's going with the offense. To his credit, they have not missed a beat. In fact, this is their best drive of the game.
Until that. Fumbled snap. He does get back on top of it.
You know, I was getting ready to mention earlier, because the same problem Amaro had with the snap is in terms of it coming back a little bit fast. So the Lancer quarterbacks have 2 choices. Either take a step back, or the center, Espinosa, is going to have to take a little heat off the ball, because what's happening, the quarterbacks are trying to get their eyes downfield to see the receivers, and the snap is coming with a little bit of zip. It's not uncatchable, but it has a little bit of zip on it, and so if you're not concentrating on the snap as a quarterback, it'll go right through your hands like it did there.
3rd down and 19. And Archuleta trying to dive through the line. He'll be taken down by Faliu. It's a gain of 4, but it'll bring up 4th down. That point you mentioned on Espinosa, the center, how much of that is the pressure on him, knowing he's got to deal with Faliu the second that ball gets out of his hand?
Yeah, now you're exactly right. So he might be, you know, of course, first game jitters. He might be a little bit excited, wanting to get the ball back a little bit quicker than he would normally have to.
in practice. The adjustment's easy, though. The quarterback can just take one more step back if necessary, or you have to have him make the adjustment. I think it's easier to take the step back.
Fourth down, they'll go for it. And they've got a man and a first down. Seth Cloud on the far side. Pickup of 20.
I'll tell you what, Sam, this all starts with the protection. This is the best pass protection this Bishop Amat line has provided him all night. Look at the pocket he has to step up in, a nice clean window, and a great route by Cloud, able to escape from Oli Frost, who was in coverage.
Takes it to the 14-yard line. On first down, handoff to Andrew Perez. Senior will grind out a yard or two. Coach Haggerty said of Perez, he's a tough kid who has one gear.
And they're going to have to create some balance offensively. They're doing a great job of throwing the ball around right now, but they're going to have to create some balance.
Second down and 9. They'll fire over the middle. Touchdown! Seth Cloud reaching back, pulls it in, and Bishop Amat is on the board. I think they found a quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you what, Archuleta created a spark with this offense and just puts together an amazing drive. Look at that pass. A dart right behind the defender's head. And Cloud comes up with another reception and a touchdown, and the Lancers are on the board.
PAT is up and good, and it is now a 2-score game with Archuleta picking out Seth Cloud.
Good job reading the coverage, had double slants on that right side. And Cloud, who was a big target for Archuleta in that drive, puts the Lancers on the board.
10 plays, 65 yards. That was just an instant change there with Archuleta taking the helm.
Yeah, no question. And it just created some rhythm, and he did a great job of understanding where the football needed to go, stepping up in the pocket when necessary. Very efficient drive, 10 plays, 65 yards for the score.
So they're on the board. They've got to keep up with Mater Dei, who scored 3 touchdowns in 5 plays. Chris Ricks is down on the sideline. Chris, what are you seeing from this Monarchs offense?
Well, guys, what we're seeing is that continued vertical attack from Mater Dei. Defensively, Bishop Amat showing a cover 2 look, but it's really cover 0. Man coverage across the board. And with the receivers, slot receivers for Mater Dei, Parks and Remigio, the safeties are having to stay inside. I think you got to take a look at some cover 2 and getting some safety help over the top from Camargo and Guzman, trying to help out Wallace and Jarvis on the outside.
Bishop Amat might have to try anything at this point. 3 touchdowns on 5 plays. They'll get the ball back here with a 14-point lead, and it's an onside kick. And it's recovered by Bishop Amat.
Wow.
Mr. Everything, Noah Guzman on the recovery.
And how about that call by Coach Haggerty? What a well-timed onside kick. He understands that his team is down by 2 scores, and he needs some possessions for his offense. And when nobody was expecting it, what a perfectly placed onside kick. Wow.
Archuleta will come back on the field. Bruce Rollison, even with his offense performing as well as it has, a couple of penalties, that mistake there, there's some things to work out. First down run, picks up almost 5 yards.
How about the timing of the onside kick, though? There's not many people that will try onside kick in the first quarter. That was a great call by Coach Haggerty.
Dominic Barrera on that last carry. Second down from the 40. Archuleta hits Davis, and it came out of his hands.
And he knows he should have had that one. Adam Davis, 6 feet, 160-pound senior. And Archuleta, his first incompletion of the game.
get Faliu to jump. That'll take it from third and about 6 or 7, make it a much more manageable down. And now we've got a jump going the other way. That was Seth Cloud firing early.
False start. Offense, 82. Repeat, third down.
So week 0, you expect some mistakes to happen. Both teams making some of them in terms of penalties.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if I'm an Amat wide receiver, I'd probably be jumping off sides too. Right now, you have a hot quarterback in Archuleta. I just can't wait to get off of the ball.
So back to 3rd and 7. And another flag out.
Yep, they tried to go on a quick count that time, and the lineman for Bishop Amat never really got set. I thought it was Ramirez that moved a little bit early.
False start. Offense, number 68. Still third down.
They put it on the right tackle, Richard Castro.
Yeah.
I always do feel bad because the only time we mention offensive lineman tends to be on a false start penalty, but
false starts are holding. Exactly right. Most underappreciated position, by the way.
Absolutely. So now it's 3rd down and 12 to go. Line to gain is at 33. Shotgun from the 45. Pressure coming. Archuleta is going to get what he can. Team photo on top of Blake Archuleta. Looks like he lost a yard in the process, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, he just did not have any time to get his feet set that time in the pocket. You know, as a quarterback, he takes a snap, a little token play fake, but you can see he never had a chance to really get his feet set to deliver any kind of throw down the field. His receivers weren't even done with their pass route, so he couldn't deliver the ball that early, and so he was forced to scramble out and ultimately got sacked.
Chase Holt came up and delivered the hit. Now it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he is contained on this attempt at a punt return, tackled at the 17-yard line. So back to work for modern-day quarterback JT Daniels, the sophomore. Perfect so far today.
Hey, take a look at the scouting report on Daniels. His strengths, the accuracy, the arm strength, also the football IQ. Want to compare him? You know, Jimmy Clausen's a good comparison for him. Only a sophomore, and he has a lot of weapons around him, and they keep shuttling more receivers in. Now both St. Browns are on the bench, and looks like we got McCoy in, and can't tell who's up top.
They'll go with a run play for a change.
I think it's
Ralph Jones.
I think it's Manji up top. Jones gets his first carry of the game.
Well, that's the tricky thing about modern day. Even when you sub out the St. Browns, you've got Remigio, who's been offered by USC, McCoy, who's been offered by USC. The second team is going to the Pac-12.
Exactly.
Daniels to throw. And good coverage this time by Bishop Amat. Always Matthew Gonzalez staying stride for stride, a senior who last year on the semifinal team had over 75 tackles. Third down and 7 to go. Just over a minute to play in this opening quarter. 21-7 in favor of modern day. Daniels back to pass again, and he floats it for a completion. And staying on his feet, C.J. Parks, he'll dance out to the 48-yard line. First down, modern day.
Well, C.J. Parks comes from his slot position, has what they call a little sail route, little 7 route. He breaks to the corner and finds that open space, that open hole. Parks, another receiver who started all of last year, and so he has a year of experience under his belt from that slot position. Excellent hands with C.J. Parks.
Daniels now 5 for 6, 160 yards and 3 touchdowns. They'll hand it off. And Ralph Jones has a bit of running room up the middle, tackled at the 28-yard line. I'll call it the 29. Still another first down pickup.
Well, you remember as a year ago that Ralph Jones had a big game against these Lancers in terms of running the football. He was a backup a year ago, and he stepped in place of Lamarche, who came up with some cramps, and at a very opportune time picked up some valuable first downs that really helped the Monarchs win that one last year.
First down and 10, 4 receivers set, trips to the near side. He's looking at St. Brown. Comes back over the middle, complete to Brew McCoy, who is tackled at the 21-yard line. And that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Mater Dei's offense, in terms of the Monarchs, that's called sputtering into the finish. Just a couple completions in a row. They're driving again with a 21-7 lead. JT Daniels 3 times already for touchdowns. Mater Dei rolling in that first quarter, 21-7 the lead in favor of the Monarchs. JT Daniels 3 touchdowns early on, and Mater Dei making a case on why they maybe should be #1 in the Fox Sports West top 20. They start the campaign at #3.
Well, I love this top 20 in terms of the teams. I think they have it, pretty much spot on. Centennial and St. John Bosco. Until you knock those two guys off the top perch, you have to leave them up top. Mater Dei and Mission Dale, of course, Mission Dale won the state championship last year, and of course they have Matt McDonald. We talked about that, so he's there, so that gives them a spark. Mr. Marietta, you saw them as well up in the top 5, surprisingly. Calabasas, how about that team at number 11? They're very talented at the skill spots. A lot of fast guys that are playing for that team. Servite, of course, up there. I like. And then Oaks Christian. That's a great matchup that we have on the prep zone right now. Oaks Christian playing Chaminade.
A lot of great teams and a lot of great games both tonight and all throughout the season. Great start for Mater Dei, 169 yards through the air, but Bishop Amat caught on late when Blake Archuleta took over at quarterback.
Yeah, Archuleta gave him a spark and drove him down for a score. So we'll see. It's still up to the Lancers. They got to play some defense to get Archuleta back on the field. It's an uphill struggle for Amat still, but they at least showed some character and breathed some life.
Second down and 2. Daniels wants to throw, and he led Amon-Ra St. Brown just ahead.
And he had him wide open for another touchdown. Just a little bit too much out in front of St. Brown, but he was wide open right down the middle.
They'll bring up a rarity for Mater Dei so far tonight. Third down. Third and 2 from the 21. And they'll throw. Daniels underneath, connects with C.J. Parks. And Parks has the first down inside the 15.
They're only needing 2 yards for the first down to get Parks on a crossing route. Bishop Amat's a little bit of a bind here. They're playing a lot of man coverage because they want to try to put some pressure on Daniels and not leave him back in the pocket so long. But in doing so, you put a lot of stress and strain on the defensive backs, and the Monarch receivers have had the best of it so far.
On first down, they'll go to the ground, and they'll go to the end zone. Ralph Jones into the land of 6 for the first time in 2016, and it's 27-7 Mater Dei with the PAT to come.
Well, it looked like Amat that time was content on trying to stop the run, so they just stopped the pass, so they just handed it to Jones, and there was nobody there. No middle linebacker, nothing, because they were so committed to try to stop the passing game.
Jones actually gave a look. So, anyone going to come get me? Nope.
Very seldom you see a guy run right down the middle of the field untouched.
Chase McGrath's 4th attempt of the season, and just like the 3 before, he puts it through. Last year, 62 for 62. He is a very skilled kicker. And Coach Rawlinson's squad now up by 21. That pregame pep talk working wonders, as it usually does for Mater Dei.
Well, when they get the ball in their hands, they've been almost flawless. And so if you're the Bishop Amat Lancers, you have to create some kind of time of possession to keep the ball away from this offense. That's the only defense that they have for this modern-day offense, is for their offense to maintain the ball and run some clock.
The Lancers have some heavy lifting ahead of them to get back into this game. Fortunately, they're prepared for that. They've got a brand new weight room here in 2016.
And I tell you, I was part of a fundraiser that, in charge of trying to raise some money for the weight room. Really sort of headed by Rigo Diaz, a former teammate of mine that played at Bishop Amat, which really helped them put the finishing touches on the weight room. That's something Coach Haggerty is really proud of. I mean, you can see that's state of the art there, and I tell you, Sam, it is light years ahead of what I used.
They just have the old sleds. They pile some weights on you.
They just, I don't even know if we had a, we used I don't even know if we used a bar or a broomstick.
This kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. They just say, all right, we don't have a bench today, so JJ, all fours, someone's going to lay on top of you and get their reps in. 28-7 the score. Bishop Amat did get a scoring drive. Blake Archuleta, the sophomore, going back in. Let's get more on him from Chris Ricks.
Yeah, gentlemen, quarterback update. Jacob Amaro did come off to the sideline, took the knee brace off, but looked like he was ready to go. But with the way Archuleta's been playing, I would expect Steve Haggerty and quarterback coach Sean Coley to keep Archuleta in the game, go with the hot hand. Coach Coley does a great job coaching up the quarterbacks here, played quarterback himself here in 96 and 97. This is a promising young guy. Took the freshman team to a league championship last year and looking very poised.
All right, thank you, Chris. Archuleta on first down, looking over the top and overthrows Jaron Ford.
That time Frost had good coverage. They've been trying to pick on Orly Frost, number 23 right there. They've been throwing a lot of balls over here to Cloud, and that time they gloves top to Ford. That time he was in good coverage, good position that time for Frost.
Second down, and they will try the ground game. Andrew Perez. Pickup of 6 yards. Make it third down and manageable. Coming attractions here on Fox Sports Prime Ticket, your Clippers off-season report. Out of another exciting campaign, Clippers basketball. Under 11 minutes to play in the half, and this play was dead from the start. Swarming defense from Mater Dei. Sal Aguilar at linebacker in to make the play and set up fourth down.
Yeah, good play recognition by Aguilar. It was a third and medium distance. And so as a linebacker, you always have to be ready for the screens. And Bishop Amat has tried to take advantage of Mater Dei's aggressive mentality by trying to get a couple of screens off. They have not been successful because of plays like that where Aguilar understands the defense, understands what Amat's trying to do, and is right there to stop it.
Whistle ahead of the snap.
They're going to put this against Mater Dei where somebody's in the neutral zone, jumps off sides, and that 5-yard penalty will put the Bishop Amat offense back on the field.
5 yards is sufficient for a first down.
And that nullifies the good play by Sal Aguilar. Tough circumstances for him in this Mater Dei defense. Aguilar, a senior, filling in for Favai, a star linebacker who unfortunately suffered an injury just before the season began.
Yeah, he tore his ACL, and they thought that he might have a chance to possibly come back. That's a huge loss for this Mater Dei team. Favai was an outside linebacker for this team. He was second on the team in tackles a year ago and first in tackles for loss, but he brought in a level of intensity that nobody on Mater Dei has. I mean, he might be one of the most intense players in all the CIF in terms of how he played the game and how aggressive he was. They definitely going to miss him. Maybe not tonight, but in weeks going forward, that is a huge loss for the Monarchs to lose Favai.
And especially in his senior season, you hate to see that for any player. Coach Rawlinson saying he believes and really hopes that Favai will keep the scholarship offers he received. Archuleta targeting the sideline. Great catch made by Jaron Ford, coming back to the football and making the catch at midfield.
Spectacular catch by Ford. He had to come back through Frost that time, and he catches this all hands. Watch, as a receiver, you know that the defensive back's right there. You have to come through him, keep your concentration and catch the football. They weren't going to give you pass interference on that one. You have to step up and catch that one, and Ford did.
Archuleta to Ford again on the sideline. Shoved out of bounds by Sal Aguilar. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5, coming up from the 45.
Well, Sam, we talked about it at the top. You know, Bishop Amat was going to have to find some skill players, and I noticed today in this one, as we start to get in here into the second quarter, they're finding some skill players as Archuleta and company keep making plays.
Run by Dominic Barrera, and he'll pick up 2. When we talked to Coach Haggerty midweek about who are the guys to watch, he said he didn't know yet. He didn't say they weren't there. He just didn't know who was going to show up on Friday night. He is finding out on the fly, and he's learning he's got some players here.
And that's oftentimes the case, right? You don't know what's going to happen until the Friday night lights come on, and then you find out who's going to step up and play under those lights. Right now, he's finding some guys on the outside. Cloud, Ford, and company playing well.
Archuleta handoff. And Barrera trying to twist his way to a first down. He is close.
It's going to be about a half a yard short.
And it will be 4th down. And a roll of the football to go.
I don't think there's any doubt that you have to go for this, right? Yeah, they're going to go. Okay, so they must have had a substitute about 5 different players on the field. Here they come up on the line.
We've got Perez at tailback, and the flags come out before Perez can pick up the first down.
And I'll tell you, they had the first down. It's going to be against Bishop Amat.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5 yards, still 4th down.
You know, and that really hurts. I mean, they would have had the first down. They had Mater Dei outnumbered right down the middle and down the center of that defense. You can see Coach Haggerty knew how important that first down was to get. And you know that's something he's going to tell his guys. We practice this in practice. To run on the field, get a quick snap. We practice it over and over. And they failed to execute.
And now, for Noah Guzman can kick it, another whistle.
And this is good. This is going to go against Mater Dei, and it's going to be another short yardage situation again.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5 yards, still 4th down.
So now it's going to be 4th down in another 3 or 4 inches again. Do you run the same play?
And they had put the football on the 45-yard line on the false start penalty. And then when they moved it up the 5 yards, it was resting on the 40, which is the line to gain. They were maybe over-approximating a little. They roll it back, and now the snap goes way too high. Fortunately for Bishop Amat, flags come out and kill what could have been a touchdown.
Dead ball, false start on the offense.
They did
5
it
yards, repeat 4th down.
Well, that's actually a good false start there, because otherwise
Exactly.
you're going to have Sal Aguilar just trotting into the end zone with that football he had in his hands.
What do you think they're going to practice next week in run drill? The 4th down. Fourth down in inches, twice.
Kick to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He will let it bounce, and Bishop Amat will take advantage of that as it rolled inside the 10, and then there's a flag down at about the 25-yard line. One of the Bishop Amat players looks like took a hit on his way up the field.
Yeah, this should be unnecessary roughness.
That's Matt Buell, the long snapper.
We talk about cheap shots like that. Cheap shot. No, I want him out.
Personal foul on the kicking team. Half the distance to the goal. It's 1st down, Mater Dei.
And he clearly meant the receiving team.
Yeah, and I can tell you, this was a cheap shot. I mean, this was really uncalled for. This was about 30 yards behind the play, and one of the Monarchs decided to take a cheap shot at the long snapper, you know, when the ball was kicked and rolling down near the goal line. Really, really disappointing to see one of the Monarchs take that shot well beyond where the ball was at. just not typical of a Bruce Rollinson coach team.
So 1st and 10 now from the 4-yard line for Mater Dei. JT Daniels near perfect thus far in week 0. And he will fire to the sideline, hits Osiris St. Brown. His 2nd catch of the night.
Let's take a look at this hit. Now you can see how far the ball is down. It's there, and there's the cheap shot. Completely unnecessary, uncalled for, and just not typical of a Mater Dei coach team. I don't know in all the years covering Mater Dei if I've seen that much of a cheap shot taken in a game.
This pass complete from the 12-yard line. Remigio all the way to midfield, carrying Lancers the final few yards. Nico Remigio, 5'11" junior. He had 20 catches last year, and already a handful of offers. We'll see why.
Just an inside slant, and once Remigio catches the ball, you can see the run after catch. Tremendous speed, and able to pick up a huge game to get Mater Dei out from the shadows of their own goal line.
Pick up a 39 on the play. Now from Bishop Amat's side of the field. Pass is dropped by Cameron Gardner, and then he got dropped by the defender. That's Noah Guzman lowering the shoulder.
Yeah, that was Guzman that hit him. Now, you're getting a lot of people yelling from the Mater Dei sideline, but you know, when you're a defensive back, that ball appeared to be right in his hands. He didn't drive him into the ground, which was the good thing. That's what is the difference between the penalty that was called before and that not being a late hit.
Two of the Titans of the Ford CIF Southern Section squaring off. Mater Dei in white, Bishop Amat in blue. Monarchs with the football and a 21-point lead with just over 7 minutes left in the half. JT Daniels to the near sideline. Pass is complete. C.J. Parks able to hang on to the football. Had the vice grip around the pigskin as he went over the sideline.
Well, the one thing that Parks can do is he catches the football very well. And so you see this ball as he goes up and catches it. The Lancer player's right there trying to pull on his arms, but that was a good job by CJ able to bring it in. Parks also doubles, plays. He's really an exceptional basketball player. I had a chance to watch him play basketball one time. He's really, really good.
Gain of 15, Daniels throws back shoulder to Amat St. Brown. He'll pull it in at the 10-yard line. Flag down. Back near where JT Daniels let that pass go from. We'll get the call.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 77. Half the distance, the end of the run. First down.
We'll call that on Aaron Maldonado, junior defensive lineman, whom Bishop Amat needs us to say his name a lot more if they're going to have a chance here, and not in that fashion.
Yeah, no kidding.
24-yard pass play, add in a 5-yard penalty, and it's 1st and goal from the 5. Amon-Ra St. Brown on the left side of your screen. And they'll go handoff to Jacoby Harper. Think the Harpers are Lakers fans? Jacoby?
I gotcha. I almost missed that. I didn't even get that.
Got a player down here. That's Chris Murray. And that is definitely a sight for concern. The junior, 6'2", 282 pounds, one of our impact players we were keeping an eye on tonight.
Yeah, and he's so important to this team. Murray is, very athletic on the offensive line. He is the nephew of Aaron Emanuel, who of course played at USC and went on and played in the NFL as well. So he comes from great bloodlines. We're looking at his knee. That's a concern.
A very talented young man, and this Mater Dei offensive line, on paper, you can look at it in both ways. You can look at it and say, well, there's reason for concern because there's no seniors on this O-line. You can also look at the other direction and say, well, there's Thomas Brown at tackle who's being recruited by everybody, and quite a few other players who have D1 destiny.
And Murray will be another one of those as well. Has great size. Let's see if we can pick up the injury or where he got hurt here. I missed it.
He was behind the play at that point. See the rush by Jacoby Harper, sophomore, another one that Coach Rawlinson is very excited about, but right now his concern is on Murray. Will be subbed out here. And we'll have 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. JT Daniels has already thrown for 3 touchdowns tonight. And they'll go to the run game. And that is bottled up. Aaron Maldonado getting in the traffic lanes and freeing up Nick DiFiore for the hit.
Very good goal line play by the Lancers. You know, Mater Dei has been really controlling the line of scrimmage for the most part in this game, but not on that last play. Those Lancers were able to knife into the gap and stop Jacoby before he could get started.
3rd down. I'll try Jacoby again. And again, he is stopped short.
And no hesitation here for the Monarchs. The question is, are they going to throw it? At the 2-yard line. This is where you like St. Brown on the back shoulder. They have Parks in the slot. One-on-one.
Also brought in a fullback, Kevin Vu, and they'll run behind him. And Jacoby will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Mater Dei. The lead is back up. Now 34-7. A 27-point advantage for the Monarchs with the PAT to come.
Well, just inside dive, and you know, Vu and company led the way. Harper gets his first touchdown of his young Monarch career. They think he's going to be something special. Coach Rawlinson couldn't say enough about him on the conference call in terms of, you know, how talented of young athlete that he is and how good he is going to be.
Extra point is good again. Praise for Jacoby Harper with his first touchdown of the season, makes it 35-7 Mater Dei.
Welcome back to the Ford CIF Southern Section Game of the Week. You're seeing some funnel cake action there at the Bishop Amat Snack Shack. Already got me hungry, but I'm here right now with CIF Commissioner Rob Wygod. Rob, welcome. We're kicking off the season in style here at Bishop Amat. But speaking of style, you threw out the first pitch at an Angel game a few weeks ago, one of the better ones that I've seen. Tell us about that.
Well, thanks, Chris. Good to be with you. Yeah, as an old baseball coach, I had a chance to go out there and throw a first pitch, and appreciated actually Fox Sports for making it all happen for me. It was a great time for me and my family, so we enjoyed it.
Well, I don't know if you ever saw 50 Cent's first pitch, but yours was 10 times better in the strike zone. What people really want to hear about is this new playoff format, potential division realignment every year. Kind of what was the rhyme and reason behind that, and what can you tell us about the new playoff format?
The concept is to take schools and look at them individually for how competitive they are or not. And the idea is to match up schools that are competitive with each other. The old system was leagues. And sometimes the top team in the league isn't the same as the second place or third place team. This allows everybody in that league to have an opportunity to compete in a division that they hopefully belong in. So we're excited about it. First year is coming up here in the fall. We're getting it started, and our section wanted it to happen, so we're going to make it happen for them.
Absolutely. And speaking of competition, some of the best teams in the country coming into the Southern Section this year: Bishop Gorman, IMG Academy from Florida. What's the matchups that we're really looking forward to, and how do those matchups take place and get on the schedule for some of our greatest games this year on the Prep Zone and the Game of the Week?
I think there's a national identity with high school football, and I think the Southern Section will take our place with all of them around the country. Coaches want these games. They want these tough games. They want to see the best and play against the best. So you're right. We've got some great ones coming up. You know, we appreciate the platform that we get to showcase this product that we have, and we're going to see some great ones. Tonight, you're already seeing a really good football team in Mater Dei. They've got a lot of weapons this year, and we've got a few more coming up as well.
Well, Rob, thank you for your leadership and all that your staff does at the CIF office. We're looking forward to a very fun year.
Thank you, Chris. My pleasure.
You know, Sam, I truly love what the CIF is doing, and you touched on a couple points there. You know, the first one in terms of showcasing the CIF and how talented our teams are to take on anybody, whether it be Bishop Gorman coming, IMG as they talk about, coming from Florida to come here to play. We have already had the rivalry with De La Salle. They'll also come down to play. Ball loose.
First down, Archuleta trying to pick it up. This time, Mater Dei will recover. That was Jake Genova, the linebacker, squeezing his way in for the recovery, and it'll be a short field again for Mater Dei.
Well, you can see the snap was low, and so he never really made a clean handoff before Genova knifed in to make that hit. And so this is just, this is first game jitters for Bishop Amat. Some of the mistakes that they're making, you'd expect in game one. The problem is you're playing against Mater Dei, who's not making those same mistakes tonight.
And Coach Haggerty kind of foresaw that the start of the season was going to be a test. His plan, make sure this team is ready to go for Mission League. When they kick that off week 4 of the season, he thinks these tests will have them ready for those trials. Right now, though, 1st and 10 from the 15. A little sidearm action there to Amon-Ra, and he will bring it close to the first down yardage inside the 10-yard line, pickup of 8.
And that's exactly what Coach Haggerty did. He took on a very tough preseason schedule to get him ready for the Mission League. I mean, not that he doesn't want to win these games, but he understands the importance is to have his team battle-tested by the time Mission League rolls around, because in order to make the CIF playoffs, or the one sure way to make the CIF playoffs is to still qualify within your league.
On second down, he's going for the end zone. Ricochet, the catch still made by C.J. Parks. Circus catch, and another 6 for Mater Dei.
Well, this ball was underthrown, and you can see who was it coming across. I couldn't see who was coming across. Is that Guzman? So Guzman came across, and that ball was underthrown, and Guzman actually got his hands on the football. But instead of knocking it down or even catching it, he sort of tipped it up in the air, and Parks was able to yank it away. And I think they're still tending to Guzman down on the sideline. Looked like he might have pulled something. Looked like they're working on his hamstring, maybe a cramp, or hopefully not a pull, but possibly a cramp or a pull, something in his leg.
And he is very close to the sideline, so they will tend to him before tending to the point after.
And the way they're treating him, they're trying to bend his foot back, and it looks like it's a cramp in the calf. You can see he's trying to stretch that thing out. That's the worst. The one thing that you have to remember early in the season, Sam, especially out here in West Covina, the La Puente area, is that it's extremely hot. And so if you're not careful as a player, you get dehydrated, and if you get dehydrated, you start to cramp up. And I'd be wondering, we were able to ask Guzman if he cramped up as he was going for the football, because he had his hands on it. Looked like he was going to intercept it for a minute and just tipped it up in the air.
Fortunately, he was able to get up, and now the point after. That'll make it 42-7. JT Daniels, 13 for 16, 278 yards, 4 touchdowns, and giving that young man, Chase McGrath, plenty of practice on the PATs.
Okay, take a look at this throw. Now, Guzman's going to come across and get his hands right on it. Should have been intercepted. Hit him right in his hands, and then right there is where he sort of cramped up. So you wonder at what point did he start to feel that cramp in his calf, but that should have been a pick. Instead, it turns into another touchdown for the Monarchs.
42-7 the score. Let's get more on Guzman from Chris Ricks on the sideline.
Well, JJ, you saw with the way they were stretching him, looks like it was just a cramp, and when he got up, he hit his helmet, and it wasn't because he was mad about an injury. As we saw, he was mad because he didn't come up with that pick in the end zone. Guzman, a competitor, son of George Guzman, who played here at Bishop Amat. He knows he had that interception, but expect him to come and fight back.
Thank you, Chris, and that will sub him out for the kick return here as well.
Well, of course, the hard thing for Guzman is playing offense, defense, special teams. Obviously, his legs have more mileage than anybody on the field tonight. And, of course, he cramped up at the wrong time.
Kick here into the end zone for a touchback. 42-7, Mater Dei leading. coming up at halftime, our Ford CIF Southern Section halftime show. It's the year of the defensive back. JJ is suited up again, and he will be taking on the best of the best from across the Southern Section. Also have JJ's memorable moments and all the highlights and stats from our first 24 minutes of action on this 2016, our 20th season of coverage on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. Archuleta is still in at quarterback. Ball popped out. And there will be a scrum. We'll see who comes out with it. And it is second down, recovered by Bishop Amat. Running back Dominic Barrera able to get back on the football.
Yeah, boy, how fortunate. That ball popped right up in the air, and it looked like it popped right back into the hands of Barrera. It just has not looked pretty for Amat tonight.
Archuleta, time to throw. And he hits his target, Jared Allen, sophomore, making the catch at the 32-yard line. First down pickup. Talking before about the new playoff format, and I know, JJ, you were excited when they released the realignment and really an entire reformatting of how champions are decided here in the Ford CIF Southern Section.
Yeah, there's a couple different factors that go into it.
Here's a first down play, and they're going over the top, looking for Allen. And Allen covered up nicely by Xavier Bell, but the flag comes in. Looked like Bell was trying to keep his arms down. Maybe he made the infraction earlier.
Well, Bell had his body in perfect position, but instead of turning and playing the football, he just ran right into the receiver.
On the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, first down.
So there's the first down. JJ, your thoughts on the new postseason format?
Yeah, well, I like it for several reasons. I mean, first of all, it puts, it gives every CIF team, whether good, bad, or whatever league you're in, a chance to make it into the playoffs. And what it happens is it covers what your record has been over the last 2 years, how competitive your league is, and the significant wins and losses that you've had within those years. And then, of course, the biggest thing is you have to qualify for the playoffs within your league to get an automatic bid.
First and 10, Archuleta hit as he threw, was underthrown. Good coverage there by Titus Toller, and it'll be second down and 10. Here's a closer look at what is new for 2016. You see the divisions are determined by the last 2 years, but not for your league anymore. It's for that school individually.
Yeah, for that 2 years, for their performance and how they rate. Then the divisions are aligned before the season starts, so everybody knows what division they're in. These two teams are both in Division I. We'll go back and touch on that a little bit later.
They're on second down, a good plunge by Dominic Barrera, junior tailback.
It's hard to get these side stories in when teams are in the no-huddle offense.
He takes it to the 47. We'll have plenty of time to talk about the postseason, which, of course, we will be all over here, both on Fox Sports Prime Ticket and on Prep Zone coverage. Third down play, and immediately swallowed up was Barrera. Kevin Vu, the senior lineman, taking him down, and that'll be fourth down now from midfield. Bishop Amat setting up with some very wide splits. Sometimes they crash back down.
The thing is Mater Dei is lined up in man-free coverage. It's man across the board with one free safety in the middle. There's a lot of options here.
And this Mater Dei secondary, one of the most talented in the country. Pass over the middle, and that one a little too hot to handle. Intended for Anthony Ruiz.
Nice play by Alt that time. He came over and knocked that one away. And when they've been in those man-to-man situations, Bishop Amat has been throwing right at Alt. That time he came up with the big play to force fourth down.
Well, there's a reason why the other secondary members, you got a kid, Bell, committed to Arizona. Lake's going to UCLA. Cole just committed to Montana State. But Alt's pretty good in his own right. He's been offered by Columbia and San Diego. So he will almost certainly play at the next level himself.
2 minutes and 9 seconds left, 50 yards away. What do you think?
Well, we'll see. JT Daniels already 4 touchdowns on the day. They'll throw underneath. And Jones will take it to the 40-yard line. Another first down from the 39-yard line. Daniels to the sideline, hits Amon-Ra, and he stepped out of bounds at the 30.
Another first down, which will, or no, it will be a first down, so they'll move the chains, and that'll stop the clock. No, it isn't. It's second down. He's short of the first down. My bad.
He did step out of bounds, so you're right there. He does stop the clock. Minute 49 left to play in the half. 42-7. Pass off the hand of Nico Remigio. Flag was down on the play. Defensive lineman Aaron Maldonado trying to squeeze into that backfield.
Holding. 56 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the second down.
And there's the reason why he was taken to the ground.
Yeah, you can see just that's a little bit of a hold, I think. He had Remigio too, wide open. It was a good route. He had him on a corner route. Just missed him on that throw. But it would have been negated anyway because of the hold.
Bishop Amat fighting hard here, showing us some things, some signs of what Coach Haggerty talked to us about earlier in the week, that this program is going to keep on rolling as soon as they get their stride. Long pass attempt, a little bit of a push-off, and just creating the space is Remigio. And he is stopped at the 14-yard line, a first down pickup for Mater Dei.
Well, you can see why Mater Dei is so hard to stop. I mean, you just throw the ball up, and Remigio goes up and makes the play. Now let's take a look. He steps up, he throws this ball, but this is good coverage. Well, watch Nico. He's going to just go up, give it a little bit of push. Of course, receivers don't call that a push. We call that getting body position, and he's able to come down with it. Very nice adjustment by Remigio.
First and 10 from the 14. A bullet caught by Parks. He dives to the 10. Clock will roll under 90 seconds here in the first half. Second down and 7. Amon-Ra St. Brown there. Near side of your screen. Throw over the middle. Amon-Ra St. Brown's got it again. His third touchdown of the day, and it's 48-7 Mater Dei.
Just way too easy. Just a little in route. And you can see how St. Brown had 2-3 steps on the defensive back. It's the easiest reception of the night.
Remember, his night started with a one-hand snare for a touchdown. Now he's got his third touchdown of the night. The 7th point after try is good. And it is 49-7. Daniels hitting Amon-Ra St. Brown, the youngest of the St. Brown brothers. Daniels making it look easy. He and Mater Dei up 49-7. For more on the quarterback for the Monarchs, let's go down to Chris Ricks.
Well, guys, what has really impressed me with the sophomore quarterback and JT Daniels tonight, other than just his accuracy, is his poise. Going through his progressions, left to right, right to left, being patient in the pocket. You've got to credit that offensive line, the time they're giving him, and then standing tall in the pocket. Even when DeFiore, Maldonado have gotten in there in pressure, he stood tall, delivered the ball with accuracy. So we're continuing to see the poise, the accuracy, and the leadership of the sophomore quarterback in JT Daniels.
Coach Rawlinson said this sophomore is in the process of carving his legend in a lineage of great quarterbacks from Mater Dei. One of the best quarterback programs in all of high school football. This is a special one. He's got some special receivers, though. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his third touchdown catch tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of weapons out there, and you can see why this Mater Dei team is just so tough to stop.
Seven catches, 109 yards. 3 touchdowns now for Amon-Ra. That kick will go into the end zone. Tell you what, JJ, the word unique, I think it's used a little too much in sports, but the St. Brown brothers have some unique names.
Yeah.
Got Amon-Ra, Osiris, and then their older brother, who is playing for Notre Dame. That's right.
Equanimous, yeah.
Equanimous Imhotep St. Brown.
Yeah, I don't get it that, you know, that they have their first name and then I think it's the middle name, right? Is for Equanimous. And it is unique names, especially since the dad is just John Brown.
It's John, Sam, and Chris here with your coverage tonight.
It's not as basic as it gets.
Take us down to 1 minute to go here in the first half. 49-7, Mater Dei leading. 5 touchdown passes for JT Daniels.
Yeah, that's probably going to be it for the night for him, you got to think, right?
He's got to try and beat last year's stats. 33 touchdowns. Archuleta from shotgun, and they'll hand it off. This is Perez on the right side. And he is ankle tackled, shy of the 30. Taken down by Jake Genova, the linebacker. And it'll be up to Bishop Amat on whether or not that's the final play of the first half. 10 seconds on the clock. It's 3rd and 1.
I think they're going to let it tick away.
So that'll take us to half. And what a half it was for the Mater Dei Monarchs, the number 3 ranked team in our Fox Sports West preseason poll. They are making a push to be number 1. Some great squads all across the southern section, but this is an impressive performance against a strong opponent.
Yeah, they were very efficient, especially on the offensive side of the ball, where they were able to throw and catch it as good as anybody you're going to see in the CIF southern section. It's a very potent offense, very difficult to stop.
They hit halftime with a 42-point lead. JT Daniels, just a freshman last year, and he put up ridiculous numbers. We were curious what he would be able to do in his sophomore season, and we're just getting a glimpse of how good this offense can be, although there were a couple mistakes, some false starts.
Yeah, but they're going to put up a lot of numbers, especially when you look at the lineup of their preseason schedule. This is an offense going to score a lot of points.
Coach Rawlinson of Mater Dei down on the sidelines with our Chris Ricks.
Well, Coach, everything looking good so far in the first half for the Monarchs, up 49-7. What have been your thoughts and key, really, to your success so far?
Well, I got to give a shout out to Matthew, who's sick back home, my grandson. But you know what? I'm pleased with the execution of the offense. Obviously, our defense is playing well. You know, we're mixing it up. JT spreading the ball around. But I thought we got sloppy there late in the first quarter, midway through the second quarter. Then we started dialing it back up. And you know, but I mean, you know, obviously we're off to a great start. We just got to try to protect the kids now. And you know, I have respect for this program. So, you know, we got to just try to do the best we can and then not get anybody hurt.
Well, Coach, any adjustments that you can have for the second half with how the first half has gone?
Yeah, I guess I'll go to the hamburger stand a little bit. I don't know what to adjust. No, I mean, we're playing well. I mean, you know, it's going really well for us. You know, we've been hitting each other for so long, you know, and finally now we get to play and, you know, we'll use the tape to learn from our mistakes and, you know, we'll talk to the kids. In the perfect scenario, we get some backups ready to go.
Sure. Thanks, Coach. We'll see you in the second half.
Right.
Sam?
Go Fox.
All right, thank you, Chris. Yes, appreciate it, Coach. And if you're going to that concession stand, go early. We've tried it. The food is good here at Bishop Amat, and so is the performance in that first half. Mater Dei leading 49-7. The Ford CIF Southern Section halftime show is next. Mater Dei making mincemeat of the competition so far today. 49-7 the score at halftime. Monarchs' mighty offense putting on quite the performance here in our Ford CIF Southern Section Game of the Week. Sam Farber, John Jackson up here in the booth with you, and let's take a look at the first half. Early on was J.T. Daniels, the sophomore, finding the sticky-handed Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wow, what a spectacular catch by Amon-Ra right there. Then Daniels would come back, throw that touchdown to McCoy, then come back with another one to St. Brown, and then Bishop Amat would get it going.
Bishop Amat had Jacob Amaro starting, came up a little lame on that slide. In comes the sophomore Blake Archuleta, and he was able to find a groove, throwing in for a touchdown to Seth Claude, got Bishop Amat on the board, but in the second quarter, right back on the accelerator for Mater Dei.
Yeah, Ralph Jones would have that 14-yard touchdown. Then Jacoby Harper would take it in from 2 yards away. That made it 35-7. And then Daniels would go to C.J. Parks.
Tip drill
to make it 42-7. And that great catch, probably should have been intercepted. And then Daniels got right back on target. Goes to St. Brown again for his third touchdown of the night.
All told, in that first half, Amon-Ra St. Brown putting on a show. 3 touchdown catches, 5 thrown for Daniels, 18 for 21. Throws for 338 yards. That yard disparity just showing how much Mater Dei has progressed from last year being led by a freshman to this year being led by a sophomore.
Yeah, the only thing wrong with Mater Dei tonight has been the penalties. They've had 9 penalties for 97 yards. It's going to give something for Coach Rollinson to harp on. And very few things have gone wrong for this Mater Dei Monarch team tonight. They have been spectacular. And look at the time of possession. They've only held the ball for just over 10 minutes of this game, yet they've scored 49 points in those 10 minutes.
7 drives, 7 scores right now for Mater Dei. Bishop Amat did start to get something going with Archuleta. For more on what the Lancers have for the second half, let's check in with Chris Ricks.
Yeah, guys, I just talked to Coach Haggerty for Bishop Amat, and really his message to the team at the half was reminding them that they're not taking care of the little things, the MAs, the missed assignments, and really shooting themselves in the feet. And if there's one thing he wants them to leave this game with, knowing that Mater Dei is a great team, is that they leave this game better prepared for week 1 next week. They take care of the little things, take care of their assignments. All he wants is for them to leave this team and leave this game better than they showed in the first half. Guys?
Thank you, Chris. We're about ready to kick off the second half. And we will be checking in later on throughout the night on all of our Prep Zone coverage. Remember, you have that unique opportunity to craft your own picture-in-picture here in 2016. Watch our game here on Fox Sports Prime Ticket, and then you can pick it out on the second screen. You're going to do 3 screens. Get one on the phone, one on the computer. You got 3 of the best high school football games in the country right here in the southern section, thanks to Fox Sports Prime Ticket and Prep Zone.
Yeah, that's right. And I get said Oaks Christian, for what I hear, Oaks Christian and Chaminade have a barn burner right now going on as well.
We are ready for the second half, and the kick is short, taken by Guzman of Bishop Amat, and he will lean forward past the 35-yard line. Decent field position here for Bishop Amat as they begin the second half, trailing by 42. Here's a look at the Prep Zone scoreboard, and all these games available right now on Fox Sports Go. Orange Lutheran trailing in the third quarter to La Mirada, 21-14. A little bit of a surprise.
Yep. Based
off the picks that we all had in the week. Mission Viejo 41-14, dominating Santa Margarita right now. And there's that barn burner you talked about, Chaminade and Oaks Christian, a 1-possession game.
Yeah, very close there. And then you get down to Lompoc over Arroyo Grande. Shoot, my picks aren't looking good right now, I can tell you that.
First snap of the second half, ball came loose. The whistle blew it dead with Bishop Amat in control of the football. And now they're pointing for Mater Dei anyways. It sounded like there was a whistle early before Fauliu could get on the football. And they give it to Mater Dei. So more mistakes for Bishop Amat, both in terms of penalties and a difficult time handling the snaps.
Yeah, Fauliu, he was the only one that didn't stop playing on that play. It looked like, you're right, the Bishop Amat looked like they fell on the ball. Really didn't have a firm grip on it, but he just kept playing. Kept playing, ripped the ball away, and ended up with the fumble recovery.
So back to work goes Mater Dei, their first drive the second half. Daniels his, he throws, it's on the money, and it's another touchdown for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wow.
35 yards on one play, and Daniels was actually pressured and still put it on the money.
Yeah, we had one-on-one coverage with St. Brown. I'm just surprised that they come out with So such a big lead, 42-point lead, and the first play is a bomb right down the middle of the field.
Chase McGrath trying to go 8 for 8. Kick is good, 56-7. And Mater Dei starting on defense in the second half. Took them 40 seconds to score again.
Four touchdowns on the night for Amat. It's been that kind of night for the Monarchs. 8 catches, 144 yards, and 4 touchdowns. What a start to the season.
Amun-Ra means king of the gods and god of the wind. He's running like the wind, and he is king of the end zone tonight. 56-7 in favor of the third-ranked team in our Fox Sports West preseason poll. There are some fantastic programs out there, and Centennial has earned the right to be #1 until someone in this section shows they can knock them off. But this is a very impressive performance from this Mater Dei team, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, it's going to come down, I think, to the big three at the end of the day with these, you know, in this Division I bracket. Now we get a chance to see Mater Dei. Of course, we know Centennial's going to be good. They're going to have a new quarterback, but he's very good. And then you have St. John Bosco, who has really owned the Trinity League for the last 4 or 5 years. Mater Dei's been able to contest them, but they have not been able to beat them.
That'll be a great matchup this year again. 56-7 the score. Amun-Ra St. Brown with 4 touchdowns tonight. Part of the illustrious St. Brown family. Dad John, which is kind of a unique name for this family. Mr. Universe in 1981 and 82. Oldest son, Equanimous Tristan Imhotep St. Brown, now a sophomore at Notre Dame, and they're expecting big things. And then Osiris just committed to Stanford earlier this month. Another fumbled snap, and Bishop Amat will just fall on top. But Osiris St. Brown, sometimes when you are so good, you are the focus of the defense, and then someone else steps into the role. Even though we haven't called Osiris's name very much tonight, big things expected of him at the next level as well.
Yeah, he's going to be a great at the college level. The one thing that he has not played as many snaps tonight as Amun-Ra has, and mainly due to the fact he's been a little bit banged up in the summer, and so he's nursing a few injuries. And so, of course, with the huge lead like this, they want to limit his amount of reps so they make sure they keep him fresh for when they need him. But he is going to be something spectacular this year as well as at the next level.
Dominic Barrera got back the yards from the fumble. Good to see Jacob Amaro back out on the field, senior quarterback, and he will let it fly. Has a man on the sideline. Great recovery, though, by the defense for Mater Dei. Roman Kofensis, senior, who, again, is one of the other DBs for Mater Dei who might get targeted more because he's not going to a Pac-12 school, but he's going to go somewhere. He's being heavily recruited.
Amaro has time to throw. You see that just came out of his hand. Just slipped out of his hand.
Kofensis last year had an interception in this game. He'll settle for the deflection there. Remigio back to receive the punt. At midfield, he'll call for a fair catch, and he'll make it at the 47. So a 49-point lead here for Mater Dei. The first drive took 1 play for the Monarchs. Not expecting Mater Dei to just completely take themselves off the gas, but maybe a little less quickness on the offense, maybe a few less targets for Amun-Ra. He's had quite the performance already.
Well, this was going to be one of the best catches, if not the best catch we're going to see of the year, that one-handed grab. And then he's able to get up top again on this ball when he had 2 steps on the defender, and that was delivered right on the numbers. And that was probably one of his easiest touchdowns of the night, where he just ran that inside skinny post, and then he had another one to start this second half.
4 total today. We've had 6 thrown by Daniels, and a rushing touchdown apiece between Jones and Harper. There's Amun-Ra now on the sidelines.
Well, I'm glad that they put the backups in because, I mean, when you're winning by 42 or 49 points, or 42 points at the time, it's just not the time to be throwing deep balls down the middle. I mean, that's just, I'm glad they put the backups in now.
That includes quarterback Luke Petroff is now taking snaps. Petroff, a junior.
You see the offense sort of changes when Petroff is in there. They're no longer in the no-huddle offense. He runs to the side and gets the play. Now, that's how they used to do it in modern day back in, prior to last year. The quarterback would run to the sideline, get the play, bring it into the huddle. Then they ran a little bit more of a conventional offense. Now they still have no tight end. They used to run a tight end and, 3 receivers max. Now it's 4 receivers all the time.
Running play, and this is swallowed up. Aaron Maldonado getting in to tackle Elijah Bloomquist. And that'll bring up 4th down. And for the first time tonight, we will see Mater Dei punt. Aaron Maldonado, a junior already offered by BYU. Big things in his future.
Hey, on the 10, don't go back. You're on the 10.
This is Ryan Stonehouse. Coach Rawlinson said when he first saw Stonehouse, he thought the ball would dent him, but as you can see, he does the denting to the ball.
Oh, wow, what a great punt.
Perfectly placed inside the 5. Ryan Stonehouse with a near perfect punt. So JT Daniels, an outstanding performance, part of the lineage of Mater Dei quarterbacks, several of whom are the best in CIF Southern Section history. Here's a look at our top 10 Ford CIF Southern Section quarterbacks of the last 20 years, JJ.
Yeah, when you look back at this list, we've seen a lot of great quarterbacks. Carson Palmer, who's still playing, by the way. Matt Leinart, Sanchez, of course, is in an NFL team. Kyle Bowlers plays in the NFL. Clausen, of course, was there as well. Then you have Matt Barkley, Matt Moore of Hart. Boy, did he have a great year when he was in his senior year, breaking all the Southern California and California State records. Cody Fajardo, probably one of the gutsiest quarterbacks that we've seen, and led that Servite team. A lot of good ones on that list.
And the current generation as well, with Rosen at UCLA and Kaya playing for Miami. Some people think those two have an outside chance to meet for something big come the end of the college season.
There is a chance that with the Rosen playing in it, if Rosen goes to the national championship game, that will mean it won't be a good year for me.
Press in the face mask. Defense.
Face mask against Mater Dei. More mistakes for the Monarchs, even on a night where they lead by 49. And let's not forget our own Chris Ricks. He had a pretty good career, not just in college, but as a member of a CIF Southern Section team as well. Shout out to you, Rixie.
Guys, I'd be happy to make the top 50, but I appreciate it.
I think JJ did the list, and he had you at 11, Chris. We're sorry.
Thanks, JJ.
On 1st down, this is Archuleta back in at quarterback.
Hey, now Chris could sling it in high school, by the way. He was here at Bishop Amat, of course, and then finishing his career in Orange County. But he had a strong arm, and he made the transition from high school straight to college. Started at Florida State as a freshman. I mean, that was almost impossible to do back in those days. So, like you said, he's just missed making that top 10.
There's Archuleta. The pass tipped.
I didn't want to seem like a homer,
Good defense there by Confensis getting a hand in. And Rick's kind of setting the stage for a guy like Brad Kaya now. He came from the Southern Section, goes across the country, starts as a freshman in Florida. He did it at Miami. Chris did it at Florida State. But that's a football hotbed, too. If you go across the country to grab a quarterback, you better be pretty good.
Yeah, and, Florida State came all the way out here, got him right away, and he had a great career at Florida State.
Saw the numbers earlier on JT Daniels, and at some point he'll have to decide where he's going to play. There's a pass into the flat. It's a short reception for Andrew Perez. That'll bring up 4th down. Already for Mater Dei's sophomore quarterback, Daniels has accepted an invitation to the U.S. Army All-American game in 2019.
Yeah,
that's an early invite.
Very early invite. Well, you said 2019. I was like, wow, we're a couple years away from that.
He's just a sophomore. Remigio back for the punt. He'll watch it bounce inside the 40. Bishop Amat touch it down at the 37-yard line. That's where Mater Dei will begin again. 56-7 in favor of the number 3 team in the Ford CIF Southern Section, Mater Dei. Back here at Bishop Amat High School, where the Lancers playing host to the number 3 ranked team in the Ford CIF Southern Section, Mater Dei, and they are playing like they're number 1, leading by 49 points, 56-7. And we've got a quarter and a half left to play. Sam Farber, John Jackson, and Chris Ricks down on the sidelines. Mater Dei back to work with their backup quarterback Petrov in the game. Handoff on first down, and it'll be for no gain. There's a look at JT Daniels, the starter. One of the stars for Mater Dei. Another one of the stars of the team, Favai, my apologies, down on the sidelines with Chris Ricks.
Yeah, guys, here with senior linebacker Favai, and I know how hard it is as a competitor to watch this game from the sidelines. Favai, take us through the injury and what happened.
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on, Chris. Thanks, Big John Jackson and Fox Sports. You know, it was an unfortunate circumstance. You know, I was coming down the line, a play that I make all the time, and, you know, unfortunately, my leg twisted, and that's where I am today. But, you know, God has a plan for me, and I'm ready to move forward.
Now, when I watch you on tape, I see a young Von Miller playing linebacker. Are there guys that you watch in college or pro that you study and try to emulate your game after?
Oh, yeah, you covered it best. Von Miller, my favorite player. He's a great player, 3-4, 4-3 linebacker. You also got Luke Kuechly. He plays middle backer.
Yep.
And, you know, he's a great team player, you know, going back to the team. And I really love them, too, and Elvis Dumerville as well.
Now, Favai, not being able to help lead the Monarchs with your physical gifts, what type of leadership role have you tried to take to support your teammates as we start the season?
As you know, my role is limited right now. I can't be there physically with my boys, but I'm a vocal leader. You know, let them know whatever they need to know. If I see any stunts or anything that they're doing wrong, helping out the coaches and whatever they need.
Well, all the best to you. We know your future is very bright, so stay encouraged, and we wish you best of luck.
Go Fox.
Guys.
Thank you, Chris. I like the chance here from Favai there at the end, too. A great young man and a big future in front of him. And again, when we talked to Coach Rawlinson about him earlier in the week, his hope, his true hope for Favai is that the scholarships he's been offered will be honored, and he thinks they will be because of this young man's talent.
Yeah, and I think so. And as you can tell in the interview, this is just a high-quality, high-character kid. And, you know, and his dad is the same, right? I mean, it's a family thing with them. And it's really unfortunate. If there's one person that I have to feel bad for in terms of how his season's turned out, is for Favai. I mean, he was the heart and soul of this Mater Dei defense. I mean, he is an emotional leader. He plays with passion. He plays aggressive. You know, he plays volatile, you know, and he's, of all the people to lose, I mean, there's a lot of guys that they don't want to lose, obviously, but, you know, he's at the top of the list. So it's unfortunate that he'll be out for the season. But the good news about it is he will be playing on Saturdays. From what I understand and talking to his parents and his dad, he will be playing on Saturdays, and so he'll be, you know, a Pac-12 or an SEC school. He's that good. He is that good.
Dominic Barrera right now running the ball for Bishop Amat amongst Favai's offers to this point. Arizona State, Colorado, Washington State. Not to tip anything off or read in too much, but Favai's Twitter handle does have a young man with the name Favai on the back, and it looks like a Washington State uniform. So he hasn't committed anywhere. I'm not saying that. Just saying that's what his Twitter looks like right now.
But I can tell you there's other offers out there, other teams as well. So he's not Washington State still needs to work at it, but I think the Pac-12 has an inside track. Let's just say that.
Just giving credit, you know, to their computer graphics team for getting that sent out to him so he could put it on his Twitter.
Exactly.
We'll roll the clock here. The first down pickup for Bishop Amat. Lancers still fighting hard here, and again, this is a team that is targeting league play and still has their sights set on making another postseason run. They've made some long ones the last couple of years, but taking on a very good Mater Dei squad right now. That pass hit the ground, incomplete from Archuleta. Was intended for Ruiz. And he'll bring up second down. One other thing on Favai, all the players he named that he likes are Broncos. They're hosting the Rams today. LA now with a football team, so right now, I can understand why the attention's still focused on other teams. That might not be the case much longer, though.
That's true. So true.
Second down and 10. Archuleta. Good as he throws, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sal Aguilar. The first true turnover of the game. And there was a flag down on the play, so we'll see if it stands.
Roughing the passer on the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Oh, Amat catches a break there. Little roughing the passer on an interception. Take a look, you see Archuleta gets out of the pocket. This is an ill-advised throw. One of the few bad throws that he's made. And, you know, with the situation the way it is, you're just trying to make a play. But you can see Archuleta laid out on the sideline, and that's where the penalty flag was called.
Still Favai in his coaching round's going to go to Sal, say, hey, that would have been my pick. Good job.
You know, and in all honesty, you know, without him on the field, I mean, it's not going to make a difference tonight, of course, and not going to make a difference for most of the games that they play. When they get to the big boys, we're talking about Bosco, the Centennials, and those types of teams that they're going to have to beat along the way. You know, that's where Favai really shined at his best. He was really good in the big games.
Jackson McCleary there with the hit on Archuleta, helping cause the incomplete pass. McCleary, another talented defensive player who's going to play at the next level, has some Ivy offers.
Yeah, very good student, McCleary.
Which is something both of these programs are known for. Second and 10 from right around midfield. This pass is complete to Barrera. Hanging on for the tackle. Jack Genova. It's a gain of 3. Third down and 7 coming up. 2 minutes and just about 30 seconds. The clock continues to roll. Left here in the third quarter. 56-7 the score. Mater Dei leading.
Yeah, Genova was a two-way player. One of the questions was whether he played running back or linebacker. He sort of settled in at linebacker now, playing that middle linebacker spot. You know, has very good quickness, a very good agility, able to get to the ball from that middle linebacker spot.
Archuleta fumbles, and it's picked up by Genova. Genova with an escort up the sideline, and that is a defensive score, first of the night for Mater Dei.
Well, right on cue. See Genova, number 21, lined up right in the middle. He starts flowing with the ball, and then the hit from the back jars it loose. Bounces right up in Genova's hands. And he was a running back at the early part of his Mater Dei Monarch career as a freshman. Played running back and outside linebacker, but now at the varsity level moves that middle linebacker spot and gets his first varsity touchdown of his career.
Connor Brazil forced the fumble with the hit on the quarterback. PAT good again. Chase McGrath now 9 for 9.
Good pressure from the back, able to knock that one loose. Genova did the easy part, pick it up and follow the convoy. 63-7. Ouch.
Scoop and score. Here's a flashback Friday for you. Some of the Mater Dei Monarchs and Bishop Amat Lancers way back when.
Yeah, there's Tommy Brown. He's 6'7", 325 now. That was about, he was like 78 pounds. You take a look at the St. Browns, Cyrus.
There's Jalen Cole, who just committed to Montana State earlier this week. He'll continue his career. Quentin Lake, son of a pro football player, will continue his career at the next level. Here's the Lancers, Nick DiFiore on the defensive line.
That's right, Dad is the defensive coordinator. There's Maldonado. Eric Franco.
Lone returning offensive lineman this year.
He was big in his Pop Warner days.
And there's Matthew Gonzalez, the linebacker, also back after a productive junior season. Our thanks to both of these great programs for sharing some photos. Giving us some more memories here tonight. 63-7, Mater Dei leading. Chase McGrath kicks away again. Still plenty of leg here at this point, nearly out of the back of the end zone. As we look ahead for Mater Dei, we spoke earlier about the new playoff format. We talked to both coaches about it. Bishop Amat, Coach Haggerty said, we're glad we're in Division I. We're where we want to be. This is where this program belongs. And we intend to prove that we belong here.
Right. Now remember, with the new playoff format, you have the first qualifying thing is you have to qualify for your league, just like it used to be. So whether you're in the Trinity League where you get 3 automatic bids, or in the Mission League you get 3 automatic bids, whatever it is, you still have to qualify for the playoffs. That automatically gets you in. But for instance, in the Trinity League, there's 18 teams that are in that Division I bracket. You start to do the math. 2 teams will not make the playoffs out of that bracket. So it's really about seeding at that point, and that's where the wins and losses and rankings really come into play.
And for both these teams, the 2 strongest leagues in the Southern section, just about everyone in them is in that top bracket. There's the pass on first down, and it is complete to Jaron Ford. He'll gain about 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Coach Rawlinson knows all the teams he will see this season will be, at least in league play, will be in that Division I bracket, including that murderer's row: Santa Margarita, Orange Lutheran, St. John Bosco, and Servites. That's as tough a schedule as you can get.
Right. Now, when you go down this list, of course, you have Mayfair, La Mirada. They were up in our game, but you saw Orange Lutheran. They lost tonight as well. So, that was a team I thought that was really going to be, sort of contending with Mater Dei and St. John Bosco, but they come up with the loss in their week 1 matchup against Santa Margarita.
Jaron Ford targeted there, but he was twisted around by Orly Frost, so pass interference coming. Coach Rawlinson was really in favor of the new playoff format. He said when you're playing Division I...
Pass interference on the defense, 15 yards, first down.
Pardon me, official. When you're playing Division I in the Ford CIF Southern section, there should not be a bye. And so it's a disservice to the fans if Mater Dei is not playing a team of that quality in round 1. And, as we heard from Commissioner Wygott, it's a disservice to the team that's forced to play in that game that they don't get to really compete for a section title.
Yeah, well, what happens is that, the leagues in the old format, some of the leagues had really good teams in them that would force that league to move up to Division I. So although maybe there's only 1 or 2 teams within that league that should be playing Division I, the whole league has to go. And so when that happened, whoever made the playoffs, in that league, let's say the 3rd seed, their first-round matchup would be St. John Bosco or Centennial. Well, guess what? I mean, they're 7 days from getting killed, and then they go home again for another first-round playoff loss. Some schools even thought it was better to not make the playoffs, which is, is not the right ideology in terms of high school football. Everybody should want to make the playoffs and have a chance at a run. So this format sort of provides that. It'll make for exciting CIF football from round 1 to round 4, no question about that. So our job is to get a lot easier and a lot more fun.
Targeting, 44 in the defense, 15 yards, first down.
That was a particularly tough play there, as Archuleta was clearly going to the ground and got hit by a couple, it looked like, of Mater Dei players. Flag is thrown on Steele Dubar, sophomore linebacker. So it'll be a first down into Mater Dei territory, goes Bishop Amat. Less than 30 seconds left in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, if there's one thing that Bruce Rawlinson is not going to like about the film, and he's going to like a lot of things about it, but the one thing he's not going to like is some of the penalties, whether it be pass interference, that one a targeting penalty, just uncharacteristic of Mater Dei football, to be quite honest with you.
Archuleta rolls out right, throws sideline, and it is complete. Gets it to Jaden Allen, another sophomore, making a play for Bishop Amat. Out of bounds. And time for another play here for the Lancers, if they'd like. The 4 triple zeros here in the 3rd quarter. Blake Archuleta led the freshman team last year for Bishop Amat, now at the helm of varsity. Goes towards the sideline, complete to Allen. Allen trying to break away. He's tackled at the 30-yard line. Big play there for the Bishop Amat Lancers, and that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Another impressive period for Mater Dei. They scored twice more, once on a touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown, once on a scoop and score. 63-7, Mater Dei. An 8-touchdown advantage for the number 3 ranked team in the Fort CIF Southern Section. Mater Dei 63, Bishop Amat 7. Head coach Bruce Rawlinson of Mater Dei, one of the longest tenured coaches in the Southern Section. Here, the longest tenured.
Yeah, and you know, some of these guys are all great guys. We've had the obvious opportunity to deal with them. Jeff Brinkley, of course, Newport Harbor, 31 years. I can't believe that. Dave White, 31 years as well. Do you realize I played against Dave White back before? Bruce Rawlinson, you see, he's a young guy at 28 years. Mike Harrington, the same with 28 years at Hart. What a great Hart team that they've had. And Serrano, 25 years at Serrano for
Olchik.
That's
and that's
incredible.
One of the communities unfortunately impacted by that fire that's been going on down in San Bernardino County. One of the things that is great about high school football, all the communities that we get to visit, and so our thoughts are out there with all those folks trying to get ready for a school year when so much has happened in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, it was bad. I went out to Rancho Cucamonga to do one of the year of the defensive backs, at the time of the fire, and the smoke that came down even into Rancho Cucamonga obviously affected my routes, but you really had to feel for the people in the area because it really, that was widespread. The smoke and the air quality was just incredible. You just felt, you felt really close to it as you got up, in that area and sort of had to deal with it.
Very scary situation. 5-yard penalty there for encroachment on Mater Dei. So a 1st and 5 for the Lancers. They'll pick it up with the junior tailback, Dominic Barrera. First down, but the clock's not going to stop now. They'll have a running clock here with the point disparity. Back to Barrera.
Yeah, just so the fans know at home, if there's a 35-point or more lead for a team going into the fourth quarter, they will have a running clock, which means the clock won't stop for anything. So we're 12 minutes away from getting out of here. Obviously not the night that Coach Haggerty wanted, but I think he's seen some positive signs in his team tonight that, something to build on. He told us that, during the week that it was going to be a tough week and a tough matchup. But he also told us his team was going to play hard. And I think that he got that out of them tonight.
He absolutely did. I think he's got a good look at a young quarterback in Archuleta who's shown he's got some talent. Some receivers who've made some big plays today.
Yeah, that was a big thing for me. I saw a receiving core that can get it done. This is a receiving core that they'll be able to move the chains as the season goes on. They're going to get that experience. Remember, I don't think there was any receptions amongst the receivers from last year's team.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah,
but, and that's a credit.
5, right?
Yeah, and that's a credit to how good the guys they graduated were. Vaughns and Sidney, both at USC now. Toriano Sweet, he's gone to play at the next level. Let's see what's ahead for Coach Haggerty and the Lancers. They are really targeting Mission League play. That's when he wants this engine to be revving. Not that he's throwing away the next handful of games, but that's the target.
Well, you see what's in front of him. He has Servite, which is not going to be easy task next week. Jay Sarah, they're always tough. Then you get the big rivalry against St. Paul, then bam, right into the Mission League. And the Mission League is going to be tough. You can see he's going to have ranked teams at the end that he's going to have to beat. Once again, Bishop Amat is in that Division I bracket because of what they've done in the previous 2 years. And so because of that, they're one of 18. 16 teams will make it. And in order to make it, it's all going to come down to how they play when they get in the Mission League.
And a lot of credit to Coach Haggerty and this program. You know it all too well. There is a lot of pride here. Even though a lot of kids were lost, they lost 18 starters from last year. There isn't a person at Bishop Amat that doesn't think this is a Division I program. They want to be on that stage, whether or not the kids are there at the onset of the season or not?
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, it is not going to be acceptable for Bishop Amat to play at any other level than that Division I level. And Coach Haggerty knows it. He expects that from these kids in terms of where they need to be and where they need to, the type of quality of competition they need to play against. And so in order for this program to stay alive, he sort of understands that he wants to be in Division I and playing games like this. He also knows that his team is going to have to play better and he's going to have to get better plays.
First down pickup for Dominic Barrera. First and goal now from just inside the 10. Bishop Amat. Hand off to Barrera again, and he'll slither his way to the 5. And also, you look at some of the other teams that are at Division II, some of the public schools that have had to bang their head against the wall of some of these Trinity League or Mission League teams. They deserve an opportunity too.
Right.
On second and goal, pickup of maybe a yard. So it'll be third down and goal. That was Barrera again.
But really the only issue with the playoff schedule that, I don't know how they're going to answer this, is that when it comes to state championship playoffs, right now you have to win the CIF title. So you figure in the CIF, the best team that they can play is the 19th.
My apologies. Pitched to Barrera, and he ran into his own man down to the 1-yard line. Adam Davis, backside, the only thing that was preventing Barrera from a touchdown.
So you figure the Division I level has 18 of the top teams. The best team, the best ranked team going into this season that they can send to compete at Division II would be the 19th ranked team in the CIF Southern section. That is going to be a problem when you go out to try to play in state championship games against the Folsoms and teams of that nature.
Very true. But in talking to the members of the commissioner's office, one thing that's different about the Southern section than San Diego or Central Coast section, who have done similar things. Well, let's get the fourth down play. Fourth and goal here. They'll try and plunge, and they're not going to get there. They went with the senior back, Andrew Perez, and he was going to try and carry a modern-day Monarch in. Doesn't get in, and it'll be a turnover on downs, ball back to Modern Day. Back to the thought on the playoffs. San Diego section, Central Coast section, they've got similar formats, but they decide who's Division I at the end of the season. So it truly is, whatever, the 16 best teams that are put into their open division, Division I, whatever you call it. Here in the Southern section, they determine it at the start of the season. So, yes, it's the 19th best team now that's at the top of Division II. Will that end up being the 19th best team? Probably not.
Right, probably not. You're right, because you just can't tell with graduation what teams are going to elevate. The 30th ranked team could easily win that Division II bracket just because they were young last year, or they didn't have, or 2 years ago, they weren't as good as they are now. Calabasas being one of them.
Absolutely.
They're Division V, and they are really good.
Well, Modern Day back with the football, working out of their own end zone, and they're going to the third string at this stage. Barrow with the carry. One other concern about the playoff, the Southern section is massive, and a number of the divisions, well, there's some like the Pac-5 that were determined on how good your league was. There were some that were based off geography. Well, that's out the window. And we were talking before the game to members of the commissioner's office about that situation, and they said basically, we talked to the coaches, this came up, they said, we don't care about the travel. We want to play who we're supposed to play. Right. And that really speaks to the competition that these schools have, their competitive nature. They don't want to say, okay, just let us play in our area then. We'll get on the bus, we'll play who we're supposed to.
And you'll take your chances, right? You'll take your chances that if you have to make a line drive out to St. Bonaventure, okay, I could do that once a year. For the sake of competition, and the sake of having a chance to win a CIF title or bring a CIF title to your school, it's well worth the trip.
And we will have you covered all the way up towards Central California, down to South Orange County, from the coast to the border. We've got you here.
I just hope we don't have to make that trip. I do have a problem with that trip.
Hey, you got to go find all those. This year of the DB, you've been all over the place.
I've been all over, by the way. You're exactly right. That Calabasas trip was a long one. Rancho Cucamonga was a long one.
Clock ticking down towards 5 minutes, and Mater Dei is going to punt out of their own end zone. They're down a man, so they'll wait for someone to run onto the field, finish off the O-line here. They get the punt away. A wobbler that bounces just past the 20. Pushed out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 63-7, Mater Dei taking their foot off the gas here. A comfortable lead of 56 on our Ford CIF Southern Section Game of the Week. The score here at Bishop Amat High School. The Lancers on the wrong end of this one, with Mater Dei being led by sophomore quarterback J.T. Daniels.
Well, JT came out on fire, and it started on the first play of the game where he hit Osiris St. Brown for that long one. And then this catch by Amat St. Brown, spectacular. That was the first touchdown pass. And then after that, it was just bombs away. I mean, he was just airing it out to all these receivers. And as they started to run up the score on, Bishop Amat, these guys just kept making plays. A lot of one-on-one coverage, and the Lancers just could not match up with the receiving core of the Monarchs, and Daniels took full advantage of that, being on target for most of the night and getting them out to a huge lead in what now is a running clock.
Mater Dei back with the football, or sorry, make that Bishop Amat back with the football, and Archuleta at quarterback. Daniels has the rest of the night off. 19 for 22, ties his career high 6 touchdown passes. Young man who, as a freshman, had 33 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions. On pace for a similar ratio. Just about 4 minutes left here in this contest. Let's go down to Chris Ricks for more on Mater Dei.
Well, you guys talk a lot about the offense and JT Daniels for Mater Dei. I think you really got to credit the defense, too, led by the seniors Aguilar, Kafensis, and the troops. Really taking care of business all night on the defensive side of the ball, limiting the Bishop Amat quarterbacks. Anytime you can keep Bishop Amat to 7 points, JJ, that is a huge night, and it really culminated when they kept Amat out of the end zone a few minutes ago on a 4th and goal. So really have to credit all of Mater Dei, but especially their defense tonight for taking care of business.
Yeah, Chris, you're right, because that's the one side of the ball that Mater Dei really, they had good players. They knew they had good players coming back, but they have a group that hasn't played together a lot. And that's what I really took from this one, is that defensive group played together as a unit. Probably more penalties than they would have wanted, but overall a great defensive effort.
Bishop Amat is on the doorstep again. They're at the 1-yard line, 3rd and goal. They'll hand it off and can't quite get there. Nick Greco among the linemen, getting on top of the ball carrier Perez. So 4th and goal again. They were at this point on their previous drive, and Mater Dei stuffed them. And go with those wide splits on 4th down. And Archuleta calls his own number, and the sophomore gets in. 2nd score of the night for Bishop Amat.
And the Bishop Amat crowd, which really hasn't left. It's 63-13, but not many fans have left, and they stick around and watch Archuleta take this one in. And pretty easy when the Amat still has their first team offense out there trying to get reps and find some rhythm for next week.
And it doesn't get any easier, as you mentioned, JJ. They'll play Servite next week over at Cerritos College. But certainly some signs of positive things to come for Bishop Amat. Kick makes it 63-14 now. Majority of the students still here. It's one of the great things about high school football. Higher levels, it's almost exclusively about the competition. Here it's about the camaraderie and the community as well.
Well, that's right. And if you're a student, you can't go home early. You have to see the players after the game and hit the pizza place. There's still things to do. This night is not over. Not if you're a student.
Yeah, right.
Got to hit Shakey's Pizza. That was the thing back in the day. Shakey's Pizza, right? Of course, we would probably be in a little bit better mood than the Amat players are going to be tonight. But you hit that Shakey's Pizza after, man, and your mom set curfew at 12 o'clock. You gotta throw a pizza down real fast and try to find some way to get home on time.
16 MMA champions from around the world compete for a chance to challenge the pound-for-pound best fighter in the UFC, Demetrius Johnson. It's the Ultimate Fighter, Team Benavidez versus Team Cejudo. Tournament of Champions starts Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1. $63-14 the score here tonight on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. Sam Farber, John Jackson, and Chris Ricks here with you at Kiefer Stadium on the campus of Bishop Amat. Lancers each of the last 2 years made it to the semifinal round of what essentially was Division I. Tonight they're running into a buzzsaw of a modern-day team. Titus Toller on the run back, and he takes it to the 15-yard line. Mater Dei last year also a semifinalist. They ran into Corona Centennial for the second straight year. For a while now, Mater Dei, I think you could make a pretty good argument. They've been the third best team in this section for the last 3 years and haven't even gotten more than one finals appearance out of it.
Yeah, no, they put together some good teams, and they just run into some buzzsaws. That's just what it is. The good thing about Mater Dei in the playoffs is Bosco goes to the other side, but that also puts Centennial on your side, and they have not been able to get past the Huskies in the last couple of years.
First down play, and handoff.
Now we got the backup from both teams in this one.
You mentioned divvying out St. John Bosco and Centennial, all the powers. One team that's going to be really interesting to see at Division I this year, Mission Viejo. They were in Division II and dominated in the last 2 years. They get their shot at the big boys this year.
That's a perfect example of how the structure works, right? Mission Viejo was in Division II, went on to win a state title. And then now, because of the last 2 years, their success, they get bumped up in Division I, and they get in the mix with all the rest of them.
Second down and 6. We're under a minute to play. Probably one more play here tonight for Mater Dei. Cameron Weiss, the quarterback. Third down play.
Oh, go ahead and snap it.
They're bleeding that clock. And on the run play, Jacob Avalos, 5'10" junior, will pick up the first down, and that will be all for tonight's action. Mater Dei, very impressive, a 63-14 domination of Bishop Amat. A very, very proud Lancer program with a long history of success. That score speaks a lot more to how good Mater Dei is than anything against Bishop Amat.
Yeah, that's not going to sit well, though, with Amat. To come out and, not be able to put up a fight against Mater Dei. You can see the two coaches shaking hands there, and Coach Haggerty will go back to work, and Bruce Rollinson, of course, has a very good team. And they're going to be in this situation a lot. The question is, how much are they going to, sort of air it out early and try to get the numbers up before the score gets out of control, because they're going to have the same problem with a lot of teams that are on their schedule because they are that much better than them.
And a lot of questions we had about Bishop Amat coming into tonight. Who is going to be the quarterback? Do they have skilled players that can have an impact? We got answers to those tonight. So even though it's a lopsided loss, they made some progress tonight, which is what Coach Haggerty had in mind for this week and the next couple leading into Mission League play.
Yeah, no question. I agree with you 100%. I think that he found definitely Archuleta, very capable quarterback when he gets the hot hand going. And I think these young receivers got, a great initiation into high school football because they have not had a lot of experience of playing. They got their experience now, and you can see it's a very talented receiving core that at times can make plays, and you get a chance to see Favai on those crutches. Boy, I just feel so bad for him. Such a great kid.
So Mater Dei gets the victory. A very impressive performance. 63-14. We'll be back with the Ford CIF Southern Section post-game show in just a moment.